Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another Blue Quickie. This time we're talking about Lionsgate's release of Young Guns. Now, Young Guns was basically a Western that was filmed in the late 80s, but that tried to capitalize on a sort of MTV style filmmaking with sort of quick edits. This is not the first, but one of the first that attempted to do this, particularly in a pre-established genre. So Young Guns basically stars pretty much every kind of hot young actor at that time. Emilio Estevez, his brother Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland, Derek Mulroney, Lou Diamond Phillips, and who's the last guy? Casey Siemaszkos. Who the fuck is Casey Siemaszkos? I can't even pronounce his last name. Why? Because while all the rest of those went on to have a career, Emilio Estevez, a huge movie actor, Stakeout, another Stakeout, the Three Mighty Ducks movies, was recently directed Bobby. Charlie Sheen went on to do Top Gun 2. He had already done Platoon and a whole slew of other films. Now he's in a hit TV show, 2.5 Men. Kiefer Sutherland had Lost Boys and Flatliners and just a whole succession of films. Now he's on a hit TV show, 24. Dermot Mulroney has done a bunch of romantic comedy movies and is a big actor now. Lou Diamond Phillips did all kinds of movies, La Bamba, Stand and Deliver, whatever. Casey Siemaszkos did absolutely nothing, or whatever he did just sort of went, and it's sort of the legacy that surrounded Young Guns. While everyone else took off, he was the only one that didn't. And everyone sort of always thinks it's kind of funny when they talk about it. But it also features Jack Palance, who would later kind of find a great deal more success later on in his life in Batman, the Tim Burton's Batman, and the two City Slicker films, which he did. But this time he's playing the bad guy. Terrence Stamp is also in the movie, a lot of other people. And it's basically about the Lincoln County Wars. The guy who wrote it, I think his name is John Fusco, and he's also written a new movie called Forbidden Kingdom or something like that. Anyway, it's a Jet Li, Jackie Chan movie. So if you see that, it's the same guy who wrote Young Gun. It's kind of a typical Western, but not really. It's got a kind of an easy soundtrack. It's a decent movie. I won't say it's the best Western ever made, but it's a good movie, and I remember it fondly from when I was a kid. I always liked Young Guns 2 much better because it was made a little bit later in the early 90s. It featured, a kick-ass theme song from John Bon Jovi called Blaze of Glory, and also Christian Slater, who was huge in the early 90s with a whole crap load of films that he did. Young Guns is definitely something you should check out. For a $20 price tag at Amazon, I think it's a pretty good deal. Am I going to get it? Probably not. The transfer of this one is just pretty average. I didn't think it was spectacular. It just certainly didn't blow me away. I've seen a lot of Westerns in high def, and compared to something like The Searchers, not in terms of the quality of the movie, but just in terms of the video quality, this one it just doesn't stand up at all. But for a Western, I think it's a decent film. It's certainly in high def. It certainly looks better than the regular DVD. Everything that you would kind of expect, or as the bare minimum for high def, is there. I would say it's just sort of a middle of the road release. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's also not the best. It's just sort of somewhere in the middle of the road, and it's got a pretty decent soundtrack, and it's got enough special features on it to certainly make it worth a purchase if you love Young Guns. If you don't really care that much about Young Guns, I'd wait on this one. A couple years, this one's probably going to either be re-released or drop down considerably. It's not one that you have to have. But it is a good movie, and if you've never seen Young Guns, you have to check this one out. It's sort of an essential kind of classic 80s kind of film, and an attempt to rejuvenate the Western in the 80s when it was just not popular at all. And Young Guns was successful enough that they did make a sequel. The sequel, however, was not successful enough to continue it, and also they started killing off all the main characters and things like that. So check this one out. It's a pretty decent review, or it's a pretty decent, disc. But, not the best. So, until next time, peace.